Bonsoir, mon ami. C'est le temps pour une démonstration. This weekend, we will be in Paris. The new Ideal.org, the Church of Scientology in Paris, is opening this weekend. And I, of course, will be there with a very strong message. Dianétique, c'est problématique. Avec le tech, c'est un secte. We have lots of little sayings that we're ready to go with, and I cannot wait to be there in person. This is just a very quick live stream to let you guys know that thanks to your help, I've been able to secure flights and accommodation for my trip to Paris this weekend. The new French Ideal.org is opening on Saturday. And I'm going to share some more information with you that has leaked through the woodworks over the last couple of days. Before I do so, I want to say hello, Earth Admin Station 1, Mark the Dorset SP. Evening all. Wish I could come to Paris. Well, do not worry, Mark, because I know you'll be there in spirit. And I'm going to bring you guys to Paris with me because I will be live streaming from the opening event. Karen, hey there, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a big supporter of mine. Danielle Chamberlain, you should be in bed, young lady. Thank you for joining. Danielle, if you guys don't know, has been a massive supporter of the channel and has a really moving story from her time in Scientology here in the UK. She has been on my channel before. We're going to be doing more content together. So go and show Danielle some love. Drop her a heart in the chat if you are watching live. So let's share some of this information avec tu. Let's have a little look. Share screen, window. So this here is the leaked poster. For some reason, it is not showing. Let me try again. Window, share. Why is that not working? Well, this is a spanner in the works, isn't it? Browser can't access your screen. Huh. Well, we're off to a flying start, aren't we? Let's try again. Share. It's not letting me do it. Let me try another way. Can I upload it maybe? Sorry, guys, bear with me. I was not expecting this. Normally, it's not this much of a problem. Normally, I just click share screen and it works. But for some reason, it's not working. Does it work this way? Here we go. Okay, so this is the poster that was shared internally amongst Scientologists that has been forwarded to me. Grand Paris Inauguration. This is the new building. It used to be the Siemens headquarters. It is just over 70,000 square foot, although, of course, Scientology are promoting it as 90,000 square foot. And this is all in French, but we will go through it in English because I translated it. Saturday, the 6th of April, 11 a.m. is when everything is kicking off. That's when the building opens to the public, with the actual ceremony starting at 1 p.m. Now, let's look at the English version, thanks to our good friend Google Translate. Doors open 11 a.m. Event starts at 1 p.m. Opening ceremony, reception, visit to the church, buffet served after the ceremony. And 6:30 p.m. celebration dinner offered by the IAS, the International Association of Scientologists. Sunday, doors will open at 9:30 in the morning. 11, they'll have their Sunday service. At 1 p.m., first class call, whatever that means. 1:30, convention to put France in the clear with the EDs of all organizations in France. EDs, executive directors. 4 p.m., seminar on dissemination. And the Sequoia Cafe will be open all day. Confirm you are coming. So that is what we're expecting from the day. Saturday, 11 a.m. French time. Now that will be 10 a.m. English time. It'll be much earlier in the morning for those of you in the US, but I will be live streaming from the streets of Paris, and hopefully we will see a little Captain Davy, who I am fully expecting will be there in person, based on the movements of Tom Cruise's helicopter and private jet in the last couple of days. I may be wrong, who knows, but I fully expect Dave Miscavige. He has put in so much attention and hype behind the opening of this new building, I find it really hard to believe that he wouldn't be there in person. And considering Tom Cruise is in the UK, there's been some questionable movements of the private helicopter and jet and stuff over the last few days. I really expect Miscavige to be there, and possibly even Tom Cruise. PCS Alive, Jeff is here. Apostate Alex is PTS without me. I know, Jeff, I need my protest, buddy. It's going to be weird. It was weird without you at the London protest on March 13th. It's going to be weird without you this weekend, buddy. I wish you could have been here with us, but maybe for the next one. I know there's lots in the works. So 11 a.m. is when people will start to arrive. Now, I've been speaking to a handful of people in Paris, and I can confirm that a demonstration permit has been submitted. I am not organizing the protest as I have done in the UK before. I'm not a French citizen, so I'm not organizing the demonstration, but I will very much be there and support it in every way. But a French person who lives in Paris has officially applied to the City Hall for a permit to demonstrate outside the org. I don't know if there's going to be a road closure or not, but we'll get a final confirmation tomorrow as to whether or not that is going ahead. There's going to be a decent crowd of people. Now, let's just remember that when Scientology first attempted to purchase this building several years ago, 30,000 local residents in Saint-Denis, which is the part of Paris where the org is located, signed a petition, and the local mayor spoke up against in opposition of the purchase of this building for Scientology. Scientology is not wanted. They're not liked in Paris. They're not welcome in this community. So as soon as this event is happening, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of backlash and a lot of local residents who are not so happy about Scientology opening the doors to their latest ideal org on their doorstep. One thing to remember is Scientology has been found guilty of fraud on more than one occasion in France. It is officially considered a sect, and that is why we came up with several sayings like, Dianétique, c'est une secte, because it is, in France, a sect. That doesn't mean it's illegal to practice Scientology, but it does mean that there's a closer eye kept on them by the authorities. And so the local residents don't want Paris to have a new Church of Scientology, but it hasn't stopped them. It's a $30-something million building. It's huge, and it's going to be very busy on the weekend. But as of next week, when all of the residents and local Scientologists from all over Europe leave, it's going to be very, very empty, as is the case with every other ideal org that has ever opened in recent times. It's a lot of hype, a lot of busyness for a couple of days for the opening, and then it just gets empty because no one goes to these orgs. There are so few Scientologists in France. There is just a huge push at the moment because Paris is the host of the next Olympics later this year in the summer, and the location of the org is literally like 200 meters away from the Stade de France, which is the location of the opening and closing ceremony. It's the centerpiece of the French Olympics, Paris Olympics movement. So they are using this as an opportunity to have a presence and give out leaflets and talk about truth about drugs and all these other things that Scientology do, like they did at the Olympics here in London in 2012. So this is a huge PR activity for them, and I'm sure there will be a huge Sea Org mission on site, keeping that place busy and active for the next few months, busier perhaps than other ideal orgs because of the importance of this big international event. So we shall see what happens, but after that is all over, I'm sure it'll be very, very empty. It really wouldn't surprise me. But I can be sure to stream from outside, and I will be there, and I will be streaming to show you what is going on, the shenanigans. An article went out in Le Figaro, which is a huge French publication that's very well respected, with about 4 million followers on Twitter, for example. I haven't looked at their readership stats, but they are a huge French publication. They contacted me earlier today asking for more information about the opening of the org on Saturday, and they said, Alex, are you able to confirm that it's happening? And I sent them all these things and gave a bit of comment. That article was released today, and I believe that they will be on site on Saturday. There's a couple of other newspapers and publications that have already asked for interview, which of course I'm happy to give. It's going to be a huge international event, and the French press are already looking to cover it because Scientology is not wanted in France. So great weekend ahead of us. If you want to support me in going to France and helping me with all the costs and such involved. I've already paid for my flights and for my accommodation, thanks to your support. Obviously, there are other things involved, roaming packages on my phone and all this sort of stuff. Buy me a coffee is the best way of supporting the channel and making sure that I don't incur this huge cost of going to another country to live stream using lots of data and so on. Insurance and all of that was quite pricey this time around because I'm obviously going to a foreign country. So if you want to support, please buy me a coffee with the link in the description. But if you want to support non-financially, the best way of doing it is liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that sort of stuff. Tomorrow, be there in the live chat, comment, engage. I will be live from the streets of Paris, and I will be really looking forward to engaging with you guys in the comments. Let's look at this question here we've got from Jeff PTS for Life. Question: are they promoting this in Paris or trying to keep it on the down low? This Ideal Org opening has been more on the down low than I've seen any of the other recent orgs that have opened recently. Chicago and Austin, there were leaked posters on Scientology groups and so on that we saw in the weeks or days beforehand saying this is the opening event and whatever. David Miscavige announced the date of the opening at the March 13th event. So we knew it was going to be the 6th of April. However, there hasn't been any public statement. The Scientology French OSA press office haven't released a statement. They haven't made any local press attempts to get coverage. They haven't tried to publicize this beyond Scientologists. They've kept it very internal. And I think the reason for that is they know that the French press don't look so kindly on Scientology. So they're trying to get away with doing this with the least amount of attention possible, trying only to win over the Scientologists rather than the general public. You got to remember, this event is for Scientologists. It's not for the general public. They are trying to win over current parishioners and try and have this facade of expansion and growth. And look, we just opened the biggest Ideal Org in Europe, and it's the largest team that have come back from Flag from the golden age of admin, and they're just trying to win over Scientologists and lie to them about how it's expanding and try and get more donations in off the back of that. They're not trying to win over the general public or recruit new people. They're trying to reg more money from the existing Scientologists. So very long-winded way of answering your question, Jeff. But yes, it's very much on the down low. But the press are now aware of it, and they have obviously approached Scientology for comment. Talking of press, I met up today with Sam Merriman, the journalist from the Daily Mail, who was responsible for the double-page spread that we saw on the weekend, on Monday just gone, about East Grinstead Town Council. And he is a fantastic guy I've been working with for the last couple of months. He is not just looking at this feature as a one-off piece expose. He really wants to follow this story up and try and bring as much attention as possible to the problem of Scientology here in the UK. And today we had a very great chat. We went for a couple of beers after work, and I was able to explain to him couple of things that I've got in the works that are happening over the next couple of months, and he made it very clear that he wants to do a follow-up, how East Grinstead have responded to the news of the corruption, and a few other things that I can't talk about just yet, but will be coming out very, very soon. He is so commendable. I think he really deserves a lot of praise and respect and thanks from us in the community, because the back and forth between him and the legal department of the Daily Mail, between the Church of Scientology, obviously I was involved in some, but not all of that. He really had to work to push this article through. Scientology will try and shut down any and all press attention it ever gets. And if there's something that's critical that's going out about Scientology in the UK, they're going to do everything they can to try and stop that from being published. And the original plan was for this Daily Mail article to go out in January. It went out Monday just gone, 1st of April. So in that period of time, it was a lot of back and forth between the legal department, Scientology, and so on, trying to convince the lawyers at the Daily Mail that it's okay to publish this article and Scientology aren't going to sue them. And there was a lot that was taken out. There's a lot of stuff that was edited or changed. Ultimately, I think it was a fantastic article, and we got out the key message that we wanted to get out. But it's not like it was a news piece. It was an extensive investigative piece of journalism that took months to put together. And I wanted to meet up with him today to say thank you for that. And to hear him encouraging me and saying he's down for more was really, really positive. And it shows that journalists are seeing through Scientology's bullshit, and they are willing and more than happy to push these stories through because it is in the public interest. People are being abused. People are being trafficked from one country to another. People are working 14, 16, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week with no time off. People are being paid £50 a week to work these 7-day week, no day off hours for the Church of Scientology in the UK. And it's simply not okay. It's been going on since the 1950s, and enough is enough. And I've been trying to raise awareness about this, a number of other issues, the children and the abuse that's going on in Scientology. And finally, we're getting somewhere. The Daily Mail did this huge expose about the corruption and infiltration of East Grinstead Town Council on Monday, and there is more coming. And this is what I mean when I say I'm working full time on this. And I couldn't do it without you guys, because the more coffees and support that I get from you guys, that means I can take on less work professionally and spend more time doing this, which is where my heart and soul and passion is. So thank you for supporting me in doing that. And I can only assure you there's more on the way, and I cannot wait to share it with you. The Charity Commission are formally investigating Narconon, Scientology's drug rehabilitation center here in the UK. There's a couple of other things in the works as well. It's a full-time job, and I'm doing my best. And sometimes, yes, it feels like I'm out here on my own. However, I know whenever I come on a live stream and see all your comments, and I get emails every single day, I know that I'm not alone in spirit. So thank you, because we're all fighting this together. And I'm just trying to do the best I can. And tomorrow, we're taking it internationally to France. And we'll be shouting from the top of our voices to try and raise awareness that this is a money laundering, human trafficking, fraudulent organization that needs to be stopped. Love it. Comment. Just wanted to say I loved your talk you gave. Watched it this week. Thank you very much. Love it. Yes, for those of you who didn't see it, I gave a talk down in Brighton last week. It was with a non-profit group called the Brighton Skeptics, what they called the Bright Think. It's a kind of critical thinking non-profit group that have guest speakers come in every week or every other week to talk about different religions and critical thinking kind of things, and they invited me to talk about my experience. I filmed it and it's on my channel, so if you want to know more about my story in Scientology, how I got in, why I was recruited, how I joined staff, and the impact that had on me, and how I went from a top Scientology recruiter to being their number one problem here in the UK, it's a really good watch, I think, and I just talk about my story in more depth than I ever have before. So go and check that out if you haven't already, and thank you, Love It, for your lovely comment. Terry Ray, good to see you. Thank you so much for the comment. Thanks for keeping us updated. And well, that is my job. I will always try and fit in as many streams as I possibly can in and around the activism work that is very quickly taking over my life, but it's all for the best, and I will continue bringing you updates as I can. So, as I said, just a quick one, guys. If you want to support me in my mission to go to Paris this weekend, I will be flying and traveling tomorrow, so you likely won't hear from me. But if I can fit in a live stream, I will. Otherwise, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Paris time. That's 10 a.m. UK time, 6 a.m. Eastern. I will be live from outside the new Church of Scientology in Paris. I'll be live streaming. If you want to support these endeavors and help me out, please consider buying me a coffee or PayPal. The links are down below. I would like to be able to go and meet these journalists and say thank you by giving them a pint or a beer or a wine or, you know, some chocolates or whatever, because these journalists are putting their neck on the line and covering this story, and they have to put up with a lot of hassle from Scientology in doing so, and a lot of hassle from their own legal teams to put these articles out. And I would really like to be able to say thank you to them with a nice gesture, gift or something. So if I do have enough money in my bank account, I will do that tomorrow and Saturday with the journalists that I'm meeting. But otherwise, you know, it's the relationship that counts, and you know, words speak louder than anything else. So thank you guys for joining me, and I cannot wait to bring you more information on Saturday. That's it from me for now. If you guys have any questions, anything you want to ask me, if you want to engage in conversation, please drop me an email. hello@apostatealex.com is my email address. I'm going to be on Twitter as well, or X, whatever you want to call it, tweeting about all of this stuff. I've shared a couple of articles that have gone out in the last couple of days. If you speak French, you can see those that I've shared on Twitter. But like I said, I'll be traveling all day tomorrow. I'll be probably tweeting throughout my journey with any more updates that I get. And I'll be live streaming Saturday morning from outside Paris. And as I've always said, I'm on war footing. I'm not fucking about.